Good evening, everyone. My name is Laura Schifrin, and I will call the meeting to order of the Planning Board on October 7th, 2024 at 6:31 p.m. We do have people online, so roll call vote, please. Not a vote, sorry, roll call.
Robert Therian here.
Carol Hofstas here.
And Laura Schifrin here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, I would like to thank all of our veterans and those currently serving. We appreciate your service, as well as all of our first responders. I have, the meeting is being recorded and will appear on the Town of Townsend YouTube channel. 1.4, Chairman's additions or deletions. Okay, I have a request for the work session to delete 3.4, which is the MVP, HMP, and master plan implementations. I prefer the full board to be here, you know, when we're doing that. Right. So, and we are missing a couple of members this evening. Andrew told us at the last meeting that he would not be here tonight, and I found out from Lance that he had a slight emergency and he can't be attending. So what I would like to do, Patrick, is appoint you as a sitting and voting member this evening. Okay? Thank you. 1.5. Approval discussion of the draft of the minutes of September 23rd, 2024, which we all received, and I know that some of us have responded to Beth about. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
To be honest, I haven't had a chance to review it.
Okay. Carol?
Do I make a motion? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of 9/23/2024.
Can I have a second for discussion?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the minutes? I can tell you that Carol had a slight change and I found one tiny minor thing, and those were corrected. Any other comments?
So those have been addressed then?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then if you feel comfortable with it, I'll give it my support too.
Okay.
Say that.
Okay. Then we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye, and it's a roll call vote since Carol is online.
Robert Therian, yes.
Patrick Konchik, yes.
Carol Hofstas, yes.
And Laura Schifrin, yes. Thank you very much. We'll go right to 1.6 administrative report.
Under section 1, applications and anticipated application, 1 Depot Street extension, the board has an application for an age-restricted development special permit, site plan review, and a special permit and stormwater management permit. The public hearing is going to be on October 21st, 2024. 18 Main Street, the application for site plan review, special permit, and stormwater management permit, and that hearing was scheduled for is scheduled for November 4th. And I wanted to confirm that the board would like me to obtain a cost estimate for a stormwater peer review engineer to review the stormwater management application, technical details, and the drainage calculations. Standard practice, but I do want to check.
Yeah. I think so. And you said that was 18 Main Street?
Yes.
That's Harbor Village.
Yes. Harbor Village. It's a Starbucks at Harbor Village.
Oh, right.
And the bank. Yeah. Okay.
That's for the new Starbucks?
I'll get a cost estimate then.
Yeah. Because they will end up paying that.
Correct. Yeah, it's standard, but I do like to check.
Okay.
All right. So 108, 110, 112 West Meadow, the stormwater, there is a request for certificate of completion pending. Staff is scheduling inspections. The as-built has been received and the monthly inspection reports have been received. I did get some photos from the last time I was out there, and I put them in the SharePoint folder if you want to take a look. The last time I was out there, it wasn't quite raining as hard as we need like an inch storm to watch it. So, but I did get a good look at things and they look,
They looked good.
yeah, things look good. 27 Scales Lane, as you know, that certificate of completion was issued. We're just waiting for the recorded copy. 22 Main Street, as you know, the owner has an appointment on today's agenda at 6:45. There is a request for extension of the special permit, and that is before the board. And there is a new set of site plans with associated drainage calculations before the board that were received. I have a note from Jessica Consalvo, land use coordinator. She asked me to relay that per our review of the latest site plans created by Hannigan Engineering, both the building commissioner and the land use coordinator recommend the owner submit for a formal site plan review special permit modification application. Although the site plan layout proposed is generally safer and more desirable in our opinion, it still has some significant changes from the currently approved layout by Dillis and Roy. Both staff members have also design feedback that we would like to provide to the applicant's team, which would be more appropriate to do in a public hearing. For 108 Pittsburgh Road, everything's looking good, except for they still need the stormwater management system operation and maintenance plan to be recorded, and I'm following up on that. As far as site visits and compliance, Candle Farm, the last residential dwelling is still under construction, so that certificate of compliance is still ongoing. Three Wheeler Road is in compliance with monthly construction reports. 94 Turnpike, 66 Bayberry Hill, and 5 Turnpike are not yet compliant with SM8 construction phase reports. We are waiting for project update from those. Miscellaneous. The Land Use Office, along with the Highway Department, submitted this year's 6th annual report, the Massachusetts Small MS4 Grant Permit. Notable achievements by the Planning Board were the updates to the stormwater management regulations and the commitment to updating the floodplain district bylaws to remain compliant with the National Flood Insurance Program. The complete report is in your folders or in your packets. So that is basically akin to the whole town's stormwater management system.
Great.
So as you may know, this is an update from the executive office. The Board of Selectmen no longer has a quorum since 2 selectmen have resigned. Teresa A. Morse is the remaining sole selectman as of now. A special election is scheduled to be held on November 16th, where 2 selectmen will be seated. 2 new selectmen will be seated. Due to no quorum, the Board of Selectmen will not be able to hold Board of Selectmen meetings until the board is fully seated again. Hence, matters cannot be voted on. We do encourage you in the meantime, however, to submit any items requiring a Board of Selectmen vote / decision to be added to a possible future agenda to the town administrator, Nelson White, and myself. Once the meeting can be held with the new board, a reorganization will take place and liaisons will be assigned. So the new flood maps and the Nashville watershed are ongoing. Staff is working on amending the floodplain district bylaw. As I just mentioned, master plan implementation is ongoing, as is the MVP and HMP plan. So the accessory apartment bylaw and the state law compliance is ongoing. The draft non-discretionary site plan review bylaw is ongoing, pending the planning assistance grant funding expected in October. The MBTA communities law zoning compliance is ongoing. Joe Boyle has completed and finalized the MFOD bylaw language, the overlay district, and documentation. All of that has been forwarded to town council for review. And we're going to wait to hear what comes back. Okay, and that should do it. The rest of the stuff is pretty standard. SharePoint folders.
Any questions from the board? Members?
At the last meeting, I presented a suggested accessory use. Recommendation. I think we delayed on that, right?
We delayed on further, but we did approve the wellness paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
That was, and that's part of the minutes. It's in the minutes. I can tell you what the,
Right.
I can put that on the agenda for next time too.
Okay.
Or you can go through it tonight more, because it's in the folder. So.
All right. And on the MBTA, I think we're making a lot of progress on that. And, the only thing I want to tell the committee is, the board, is that is currently going before the state Supreme Court right now. 6 towns brought suit, I guess.
oh, I thought it was just one,
No.
Melrose.
So it was, Milton,
So others joined.
Holden, Marblehead. Those are the 3 I can remember.
Okay.
So with that in mind, we should proceed accordingly with what we might have to do and get that all in position. But it might suggest that we delay bringing it to the next town meeting. Oh,
When, is there a court date? Is that what you said?
yes, I think it's very recent. I mean, coming up real
Coming
soon.
up.
Right.
Yeah, our meeting's open
Why
tomorrow.
don't we just watch it? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
town council is saying.
All right. So I just
Okay.
want everybody to know where that is.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for that. The other part was, I will tell you that it says in the minutes, the portion that we're taking up at another time. So if you look at those, Robert, when you have a chance, you'll find them in the minutes
Yes.
that we just approved, okay?
Okay.
Mm. Okay, so it is almost the 6:45 appointment, so did you want to make a presentation for Sally?
I'm not really sure what we're doing. Beth helps me with it. I guess we're supposed to come in and ask for an extension on the building permit or the special permit because we finally got the new site plans. This engineering firm actually went and spoke to the DOT and answered all of those questions that the DOT had, worked with them to do a whole new design. That actually, for the safety of our clients and our surgery pets, is a lot nicer. It's more streamlined, so it's gonna be a lot prettier looking. I think he cut the asphalt use in half. So we can do more plantings and, kind of keep the profile down low a little bit. Not so industrial.
Okay, so,
We did speak with our contractor today, who's gonna do the parking lot, and they're still on board and they're ready to go, when we get everything settled. So we haven't lost our position there.
okay, so the request is, dated today. Well, let me read that whole thing. The undersigned owners, applicants, authorized representative hereby respectfully request that the site plan review special permit for 22 Main Street, Best Friends Veterinary Hospital, which was granted on April 10th, 2023, with an expiration date of October 15th, 2023, later extended to June 30th, 2024, subsequently extended to October 7th, 2024. Be extended beyond that deadline to October 7th, 2025.
That long?
Additional time for revised plan review per DOT comment is the reason. And it's Sally Thurber as the applicant and the owner. And that was received today. Can I read what the building inspector said?
Yeah.
And then I will read what Jessica had to say about conservation. From the building commissioner, Robert Garside. One, they have an additional 3 parking spaces, which is compliant, need 8 to have 10. I don't understand the bylaw thing, the parentheses there. With our bylaws, the original design did not account for the vestibule SF and only had 7. I don't know what the SF is.
Square feet, square footage.
Sorry,
Square footage.
Vestibule square foot, okay.
Mhm.
The handicap space 1 is all that is required per Mass AAB. It should be van accessible, 8 feet wide, unload area, which it seems to be in compliant. This is the new plans.
I saw it.
Okay, it appears they removed a significant amount of paving, which results in much less impervious surface area. Another good point. 4, they removed the HCAP ramp and simply are using a sidewalk. In my opinion, this is much easier to navigate for a disabled person, which was another plus. Curb cut. Although they are moving this with proper state permissions, I assume I see no issue with its location. It is now existing close to Patriot Pizza, and they are going to be close to McDonald's instead. Well, so they've moved it to the other side. Same in my opinion. The new design is very simple to understand and use. This older one, I think, would cause confusion to some people. Okay, so that's from the building inspector. And from Jessica, I've had the opportunity to briefly review the latest site plan drawn by Hannigan Engineering. The board had most recently requested the plan be revised to include the vestibule, and the request was accompanied by a special permit extension to the October 7th. The latest plan now shows the vestibule as part of the existing structure, and it also includes several other design modifications, which in my opinion provide safer access through the site of proposed visitors. I understand that the overall impervious surface coverage has been proposed to decrease. Given the changes to the plan appear significant enough, I am in favor of the board proceeding with the SPSP modification application with the following request for consideration. To consider adding a sidewalk along the perimeter of the parking lot so that visitors, animals are not walking across spaces to access the building. To work with Hannigan Engineering to determine whether the large stormwater management pond shown at the rear of the site is necessary. There is about 5,000 square feet of proposed tree clearing to install this basin. Forest cover is one of the best natural stormwater solutions. So I would like for the board to consider seeing if there is an alternative stormwater BMP that could be installed elsewhere on the site. Rain garden perimeter along the proposed parking lot was one of her examples. Okay, so that's them. And then Beth, after some consideration, I amend my recommendation for the board to the following for tonight. Board should review the request for extension and grant approval for mutually agreed upon date to include both approval of the new site plan and construction. please relay that per our review of the latest site plans created by Hannigan Engineering, both the building commissioner and land use coordinator recommend the applicant submit for a formal SPS modification. Although the site plan layout proposed is generally safer and more desirable, in our opinion, it has some significant changes from the current approved layout by Dillis and Roy. Both staff members also have design feedback that would like to provide to the applicant's team, which will be more appropriate to do in a public hearing. So because of the significant changes, we really need to have you reapply with those changes, and then we hold a public hearing. The proposed motion is to approve the request for extension of the site plan review special permit for 22 Main Street to, well, would it be the date that they want the extension to?
If the board so wishes.
Special permit application to be filed with the planning board, with submitted new site plans entitled Site Plan Development Plan Driveway and Parling Lot 22 Main Street. October 1st, 2024, drawn by Hannigan Engineering, Inc. Okay. If Hannigan has already sent the plans and they seem to be doing much better, quicker
Yes.
than previously experienced, I'm not sure why we would go another year. I just think it's too long, because every single time we've given a deadline, it's been extended way over.
I think that's why we just, in talking to, because I actually called that, the, Dillis, Hannigan had given me a couple different dates they wanted to request. They were pretty quick. They were coming up really quick. And we just don't want to keep having to ask you for extensions all the time. So Beth suggested just do.
What
like
were
a
the
1 year
dates
out.
that I'm
I think
interested in the dates that the engineer feels they can do.
So I think originally he had thrown out maybe the 21st of this month, to meet with you to discuss the plans in case you had any questions.
Yeah, but we need to have you reapply. So I'm gonna give a date for reapplying so that we can hold the public hearings. Okay, and unless you are thinking something else, I'm thinking that's the best way to go at
Well-
this point to get everything on the table.
We have two things. One, a modification application that has to be made. And that's gonna take some time.
Well,
Okay.
no, I don't think so.
Okay,
We're talking-
It's the same process as a site plan review administratively.
right,
It has to be republished, reposted.
Yes,
in a
I
bunch
understand
and all
that.
And
okay.
That's why they need to apply ASAP so
So-
that we can start the process.
That's the first issue, so they have to make a new application,
Yes, and
For
we need a date for
modification.
that.
right? And then depending how arduous they are, we're addressing the comments that they already have as of tonight.
Right,
And then, so again, I think we want to encourage them to act fast here or faster. And so with this information going to your engineering consultant, I would expect that could be achieved within 2 months, I would think.
yeah, we need to do administrative part
Right,
and the publishing part.
right.
And give a date that's good for that, and
Yeah.
60 days should
And
be
the
fine.
other,
It should, well, the public hearing will be in 35 days from the date of filing. You have to have the application in the next 35 days.
Hmm.
It can be a little closer, but typically, because this has already been reviewed,
right.
but that's the referral period that we give.
And in regards to the suggestions that are coming from the town now, I saw the new site plan, but I only looked at it on my computer screen.
Yeah.
And then I tried to print it up, and it's in a D size,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I couldn't do
Really
it.
tiny. Yeah.
So to make things work easier or more efficiently, whenever there's a hearing, we need a quorum of all our people here physically to be able to look at those drawings.
Mhm.
And then one of the
Well,
things
they can be seen though at town hall though,
well,
because there should be applications in before the
Yeah,
people
there's
can
one
come
right
and
at
see.
your elbow.
say what?
The drawings are right there.
Okay.
However,
Oh, I
the
didn't-
application
okay.
needs to be
All right,
filed.
so,
Yeah,
Yes,
there's no application.
so in another thing that I'd be looking at particularly, I understand and fully, first of all, the site plan is tremendously improved.
It's so different. We're
Right.
so happy with it.
So I'm very relieved at that. One of the things that would be a concern for me is the integration of the handicap ramp with the actual finished floor elevation. I'd like to be able to confirm that, okay? So I'm just asking you to have the engineer coordinated with the architect or whatever to assure that is achievable. That would be my personal thing that I would be looking at. So I'd like to make a note to add that to those other commentaries. And so with that in hand, and if we can get your consultant to produce that in a responsive time, we all would like to wrap this up.
Yes, we would too. We would
Right.
too. We really want to get it done before winter hits.
Right.
We don't
Now,
want
the
to.
other thing that I'm not clear on is the driveway approval from the State Department of that
So we
certificate.
had never actually gotten,
I know that.
we thought we did. We were told we had it,
Mhm.
but, when we called for it, we were
No.
told that that never happened.
No.
And the issues were also never addressed,
No,
which we paid and were told.
and that's
So
gonna
we
be,
Apologize for that.
right.
We shouldn't have trusted. We should have been more involved.
Uh,
But this time, they spoke with DOT, everything's all set, they did every comment that DOT had.
all right,
And he says we're approved to them as long as we're approved through you.
all right, we need an
No,
official document on that.
yeah, from the DOT
Okay,
in order to do everything else.
with all those things in mind, this should be wrapped up.
So in this, motion, and the date is for, the first date is for
The special permit extension.
to file.
No, it's for the existing special permit that they have, that's what they're asking for an extension.
We're not doing
And
it.
now there has to be an amendment, so it's a new application, as Robert
Right.
described. That motion, you can adjust it any way you want, it's just a guideline.
Well, I'm just afraid that if you give a year, they're gonna say, oh, well, we have time.
No, we don't wanna do that.
Okay,
We want it
so,
to be done
well, we've
last
already
year.
been through this, so
Yeah.
that's what's preceded is making us leery.
No, I see it from your side.
Right.
Okay.
We were stuck on our side at, believing in the people that we
Okay,
hired,
well.
so.
All right,
Well, I would think 6 months would be more than adequate to do this.
I think you
Personally,
could ask for a verbal request for when the application could be filed. It's not very hard to file that. It's a simple filling out of paper, and the site plans are already done. So they would need to fill out that application and then bring that to town hall and I could start.
Right,
I
so
can do
what
that for you
is,
tomorrow
what
if you
is
want.
reasonable?
If
What
she
is-
does it tomorrow, you'd probably be on the 18th November agenda.
It's nothing different than what we've already pulled out, basically, right? Okay, yeah, I'm happy to do it.
Did we get a report from the fire department?
No, we only have Jessica and the building inspector. I mean, I'm good with their comments,
Mhm. I am
and
too.
with your comments on the plan. I'm just very hesitant on the date. Very hesitant on the date.
Especially for the reason for the 1-year extension says we're waiting for DOT comment, but it sounds like you've already got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've
it's just a
already
matter
done
of the
it.
certificate.
We just don't wanna run into any issues. We're a little leery ourselves and not at your fault, just because of what we went through with having the, old company, everything just kept getting dragged out on us. We wanna be done before the snow comes. We don't wanna have another winter with the parking lot that we have. And it's just not, we're from the town, we live in the town, it's not pretty, we don't like it. We want it to be nice, we wanna be part of the community.
Okay, so, what is realistic? If you start this process and we get the public hearing behind us and everybody's on the same page and this engineer is already talking to the state,
Yeah, well, I mean, the public hearing could be as close as November 18th. And then if the board is satisfied with the plans and the, everything, then you could make your decision that night.
is that our next meeting?
Or if you have outstanding issues, it's
No,
like
that's
any other
not.
hearing, it's an amendment to the special permit.
Right,
It's basically what it is, modifying it.
modify.
And I will go back and I will write
Oh,
another decision, but that will be referenced, that's the core of it. It's any changes that are made, including the site plans that are revised and will be added into it as an amendment. So it's the same special permit, it just needs amendments.
So Beth, just to clarify, we're not starting the whole process over again.
No.
This is that,
No, this will be
Amendment.
building off of the special permit that you have,
okay,
Right,
but on a new site plan with a different layout.
yeah,
So that has to be,
I'm happy to put aside my lunch tomorrow and get it done.
Okay.
We just wanna be finished.
yeah, I'll go get you a copy.
well, can I suggest a 6 months extension?
just to April?
Hmm?
Is that April?
Yeah, and I would expect there'll be,
Or is it?
should be more than adequate time.
So when the new application is
April.
filed and hypothetically, if it's approved November 18th, then that would supersede
Yeah.
whatever is on.
Right. So hopefully this could actually be done in November, but,
Oh, please.
so,
We'll just do 90 days then. Gives everyone a sense of urgency.
Well, we wouldn't be through the whole process though.
On November 18th?
No, in 90 days?
Well, no, I don't know what you mean by the 90 days, but for the 18th, if you have a hearing on the 18th and you make a decision that night, then I can have the draft decision prepared. And
Okay,
that would be something that you would sign and would have to go through the appeal, however, I don't anticipate.
Right.
well, that's what happens, after the public hearing, and then there's rights of appeal later,
Mhm.
so.
However, it's at your own risk.
Right,
You can do construction at your own risk.
I think 6 months would be what I would recommend.
And it's possible I can pull in the public hearing a little earlier. I don't know how the board feels about circulating it again for review throughout the departments. That can be done expedited, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we have quite a bit already, so.
Yeah.
okay. April 7th, 2025.
April 7th. I make a motion, we extend it till April 7th, 2025.
I second it.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote for the extension to April 7th, 2025.
Robert Darian, yes.
Jack Lonchik, yes.
Carol Hofstas, yes.
And Laura Schifrin, yes. Okay. We don't need anything else, right? Right now?
Oh, no, I think that's great. Is that, do you want me to get you?
Do you mind, you can email it to me if it's easier for you, I don't wanna take you away from whatever you're doing, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think you're fine. Thank you. I need to bring it for you anyway.
Thank you.
You're welcome to stay.
Oh, no, I'm all set, thanks. There's no refreshment.
Okay, and then we'll just have, one that may take a little bit longer, but probably not as long as what we just did, would be 3.1.
Which one?
3.1,
Depot Street extension?
3.1, right?
yeah. And that's a mandatory referral to the ZBA regarding the Depot Street for, I think it's Eastern 55. He wants to convert it to a 55 and over. Lot.
He's looking to construct 3 residential duplex buildings.
Yeah, but they're gonna be age restricted,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
I don't see anything on here about age restriction.
Huh.
Where is this?
Where the storage facilities are, around Townsend House. You know the storage? Okay, so that,
Where the Townsend House is? Right.
yeah, so that's
Oh,
Depot Street
across the street from the
Extension.
hardware store.
Yeah, there's a bunch of houses there. There's houses
Oh, yeah.
across from,
Right, and they go down
The
and
storage?
connect to the little mall there, right? Isn't that where the gym is or something?
yeah, but that's where Apple Meadow is, but then you have to, yeah. The storages are, south of the rail trail. The storage facility is south,
Oh,
it's on the right side of the rail trail,
oh.
and the
Oh,
gym's
I
on
know
the
where you
left.
are. I got you.
Okay.
Right. So what are they trying to do?
There are older homes
Hmm.
prior to the storage facilities on the right-hand side. And he wants to put, 3 duplexes there, not for sale. They will be rentals,
Oh,
but it's increased housing and I gotta read this again.
does the use matter? I mean, rental versus for sale? I mean.
Well, I asked the question.
Unless one of these bylaws refer to the age restrictions as,
I don't think we address rental units.
No, we didn't.
under a variance seeking relief from 145-54.1.b and 145-66.
What did they say?
Do I
It doesn't say what they
have
are,
Front of
it
you.
just references
Oh, this is
the,
it here?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Oh, there's
Oh,
a
that's
folder. Okay, you're good? Okay, we're going into, work session 3.1, ZBA mandatory referral on 1 Depot Street extension, application for special permit and or variance. So,
I see it here.
I don't think I have any. Things in there, except.
What is the variance they're asking for?
Gonna say about that one? It's gone to zoning board,
Yes, yeah, it's a
so we should delay this. No, this is the referral.
It's a referral, so you would probably just defer it because they're going to the ZBA for a variance. and a special permit. And it's in the legal notice if you want to read it. They can a few, and then it will come, the planning board. It's kind of reversed. They, in a way, they applied to planning board before they applied to ZBA.
Right.
So we're flip-flopping. That's what I would probably not,
Why don't we have a real policy for that?
that, we had no control over that.
You know what I mean?
No control.
It's all
That was
matter,
all
who
the,
goes first, right?
That was the applicant's decision, yeah.
It is age restricted.
So I processed
It is
it the way
age
it comes in.
It is?
It
Yeah,
is, yeah.
That's what they're
That's all.
doing, age restricted?
yeah.
Mhm. And it has it's on the 1.4 acres. So it's 3 residential duplexes on 1.4 acres. They're looking for a variance on that. Actually a nice place to put it.
This is-
I would like to say
It's the rail trail.
this goes to zoning. I mean, we support additional housing. We support age restricted. We need some other, living space that is, you can't say the word walking, but near, downtown, near the plaza, near the post office, near the bank.
Right,
So, I mean, it's an ideal place for some more
housing,
housing.
Yeah.
I
we
agree, I
don't
don't
have.
have a problem with that at all.
So, would we like to send a message to zoning that we're in support of this?
We're in support of this type of housing. The plan looks initially very realistic. So where are they getting relief from? What are they,
That would be the size of the lot.
lot
It's,
size?
the bylaw is 2 acres and the lot is 1.3.
Isn't there, you can't grant a waiver?
The planning board can.
Well, they got one of these.
No, we can't, so they have to, so zoning
No,
has to?
they're, considering a
All
variance.
right, and the site,
bylaw, which is seeking relief from an aspect of the bylaw. And they're seeking relief from the acreage. That
Okay,
is,
Doesn't the age restricted, oh, it would have to be a larger lot?
it has to be 2 acres according to the bylaw. So that's the plan that they're trying to.
so,
We support. the
right, we're
variance.
changing the zoning for the density,
Density,
right? And then in this site plan, what I see right now, I think we have a setback problem. This is the side yard setback here. You see how these,
uh-huh.
and so the question would be, who are the abutters on this side?
Well, that's public hearing.
They have
Has-
been notified.
They've been notified for zoning, okay,
And not for zoning board of appeals yet, but those notices will be going out shortly.
okay.
So if they're specifically asking for age restricted here, then we want to go back to the issues we had and the other age restricted projects about concern for the occupants in terms of who the actual person will be, like on walkers and on wheelchairs, or the potential for that. Again, this dumpster
And we
location.
don't know if this is age restricted 55 or if it's 62.
It's at 55.
55,
That's what it's saying.
yeah,
So,
And that's also
That's
site
not
plan
bad.
review.
Huh?
it's not that old,
no,
that's not that old.
don't tell me about it.
Those considerations are site plan though, not
Yes.
ZBA.
No, but I'm thinking, what if I'm living there?
Yeah, so for the mandatory referral, you wouldn't make any comments that would have to do with site plan review.
Right,
Like you're saying. you
Oh.
know what I'm
unless they were
saying?
in planning,
The zoning board of appeals is not gonna be considering those things.
You're right.
right.
So that comes to us.
Right,
Yes, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
those are my comments of what we're gonna look for.
okay. So however, as a planning board,
Mhm.
we are
In support.
in support of
The house.
additional housing in that area.
That's correct.
And please remember that if they have town water,
Mhm.
and if they can't get a septic design, or
Hmm.
it's not gonna fly.
Well, the thing
So
I
it's Board of
like
Health.
about it is we want smaller lots near the center of our already existing village of small lots. You know what I mean? It's more compatible to the neighborhood than if you did this out in a more rural area. So, and then I agree with you, Laura, having those housing, that kind of housing close to the things that we do have in our town center that makes it more, less traffic and less, you know, more convenient.
So I've written, planning board supports increased housing in this area in particular.
Right.
Any other, is that
That's fair.
simple?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this was, do you have who made the motion in the second on the motion for 22 Main Street?
Ooh.
Who made the motion and
I think you
seconded?
did, yeah. You did make a motion and seconded, yes.
We did, I just want to know, do you know who?
Okay, yeah, it was, actually, I don't, I would have had to go back
I
to the
seconded it.
recording.
You seconded.
You seconded.
Oh, Robert, I think it was Robert. I don't think Carol did it online. So it was Robert and then
Thank you.
Patrick, and we all voted
Thank you.
yes. It was unanimous. Okay. And so, 2.2 select board referral regarding license renewals 2025. What does that mean?
So every year, the select board circulates the candidates for, license renewals to find out if there are any violations, expired certificates of inspection, or outstanding conditions of special permits, and or payment owed for taxes for the attached list of licenses. Please inform the office as soon as possible, preferably by November 30th. So I put it out to the board, either just for a look over, you can look over the list. And then I check the files, and I did check the files on all of these, and there are nothing
There were none.
that I have, no.
Oh, okay. So this is just a standard thing at this time of the year, but there are none.
Yeah, I did not see any issues with the list. So every year they will circulate, and, I did not see any issues with the list from the planning board files, you know what I mean? That's what they're looking for. Like anything with outstanding conditions or that, things like that.
When you say licenses, for clarification.
Oh, so there's a couple of licenses here. One is a class 1, 2, and 3 license renewal. And then another one is a common victrola license renewal. And then the other one is an entertainment license. And then-
Okay, I understand the entertainment license, and the other
Alcohol
ones
license.
are truckers or,
This other one, Victrola license, well, you have Dunkin' Donuts on there, Cliff's Cafe, so then maybe they're eateries? Oh, no, Mr. Mike's gas station, so is it just a business type license?
yeah,
Okay, McDonald's, the Rod and Gun Club, maybe where you serve alcohol and food.
Oh.
McNabb's.
So we're not sure what licenses we're talking about.
It's called a Victrola.
Would be a liquor license.
VICTUALLER. That's what it is.
So, so those are a variety of business licenses.
Yes.
honest to God, it's the first time I'm hearing this in, I don't know how many years.
I can read
Sitting
it.
here.
A common victrola is a food service establishment that sells food to the public and provides seating for immediate consumption.
Oh, thank you.
But they don't all do that, like Mr. Mike's. They do provide food, but they don't have seating.
Seating,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe they're in the same
But the other
category.
alcohol,
McNabb's
entertainment.
doesn't provide food or seating.
Maybe they're anticipating.
I personally, I don't know what we're talking about, yeah.
No, honest to God, this is the first time since I've served on planning that I have heard,
Of these licenses? Well, it's.
well,
a,
that it comes under our purview.
It's actually a referral, like you will reach out to other committees and boards to comment and opine on projects that you're working on.
Yeah,
This is a project the Board of Selectmen is working on.
oh,
And so they want to know
It
if they're
does
in
say
compliance with all of
select
their,
board.
you know, orders of condition.
Oh, because they give the licenses.
Yeah, yeah, so this
The
is like a
BOS gives the
referral.
licenses.
Yeah, yeah. So they won't renew the license if there are outstanding taxes or if
Mhm.
there are outstanding.
Or violations from planning.
Exactly.
Or complaints or something, right, okay.
Okay, so that would, so,
All
okay.
right, that's easy
So
to
that
handle.
would be our part as planning if we had any issues with any of these licenses.
Perfect.
But we don't have any violations for any of the licenses that we saw.
No, I've reviewed it, but I wanted the board to review it too, if you had anything you wanted.
Is that in the portal?
If you wanted me to check. Yeah,
All of the names?
yeah, the whole thing there.
Okay.
I'm not aware of anything that would be an issue.
Okay, planning board regulations review?
Yeah, if you wanted to continue working on what Robert submitted last time, that's in it's in your packets.
Robert, did you have something you wanted to bring up? Cause I can give you a few minutes.
I'm sorry.
I forgot I should speak louder. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Is there a specific section that you're referring to when you said, Robert?
Well, he had, last time we had already approved the purposes.
the wellness part.
Yeah, so where you added the sentence to promote wellness and housing.
We're gonna wait until there's a full board,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
okay?
Same
Because
thing,
that,
yeah.
that goes
Do
in
that
the
again.
bylaw stuff, okay?
Okay.
Um,
Now that's it.
all right, so correspondence, 4.1, do we have anything?
Yeah, there's a whole pile. I don't know if, Patrick wants to look
Oh,
at it.
Would you take the job?
Sure. You want me to read it?
Yep.
Okay, 4.1.
You could just scan it. Yeah.
highlights or
Application, Kevin Smith for a special permit under zoning bylaws, seeking relief. 3 residential duplex buildings consisting of a total of 6 residential units. This is the one we just talked about.
Yep.
1 Depot Street. It is in RA3 zoning district and aquifer protection overlay district. Public remote only access to the link, published in the Sentinel and the Enterprise. Copied are a whole bunch of people, including the abutters, Board of Health, and
Yeah.
whatnot. And that meeting is on November 6th, public hearing. Okay. Next one, Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and Townsend Wetlands Bylaw. The Townsend Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, October 9th. That's this week. On a notice of intent filed with Conservation Commission by Steve Boucher of Settlement Farm, located at 153 Wallace Hill Road. Installation of a driveway crossing over an intermittent stream, with the access driveway and horse paddocks being installed within the 100-foot buffer bordering vegetated wetlands.
That's conservation hearing.
Mhm. A notice from the town of Groton Planning Board public hearing notice for preliminary subdivision plan for residential compound at 423 Old Air Road. public hearing on Thursday, October 10th for a subdivision, residential compound known as Madigan Hill, located at 423 Old Air Road, 4 single-family house lots served by the existing driveway. Copies of the application and plan are on file.
And that's going before planning?
Correct. And planning board will hold a public hearing on Thursday this week.
Doesn't say anything about variances or, well,
There could be
yeah,
4 homes on existing driveway.
okay.
Another letter here to, this is 4.2. That's it for 4.1.
Oh, well,
Should I keep going with 4.2?
oh, she has the, Massachusetts Regional Planning Commission and other agencies. What do you have from them?
Yep, that's 4.2. Okay. Official comment prepared by Massachusetts Regional Planning Commission. Expressing sincere gratitude for Northern Tier Rail Study of the 6-passenger rail corridor development scenarios outlined in a Northern Tier passenger rail study. Alternative 3, electrified passenger rail service from North Adams to Boston with stops in Athol, Fitchburg, and Air shows the greatest benefit to the Massachusetts region and the best long-term return on investment overall for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So it sounds like they're recommending that.
Extension? Is it, what did it say, Ethel?
It was Athol, Fitchburg, and Air.
Ethel is,
Here's Athol.
going up there.
Is Ethel
Because
further
it's past
west?
Gardner.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
So good for the people out there, yeah. They don't have it now. Huh,
Yeah, and I think they're gonna try to, looks like they're gonna electrify the trains too, which would be great. Quieter.
Mhm.
oh, yeah.
Hopefully,
What do they run on now?
fuel, gasoline, diesel engines.
Oh, diesel.
Mentioning benefits in Devon's regional enterprise zones, a lot of business out there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, good point on the electric versus diesel. And finally, it is MMPO's position that Gardner should be added as a train stop in alternative 3.
And that makes sense.
Without already replacing stops already included. North Station, Porter Square, Air, Fitchburg, Athol, Shelburne Falls, Greenfield, and North
Oh,
Adams.
Shelburne, wow, that's going out too. Huh.
Okay.
Expansion, yes, thank you very much.
More electric service. Yep. And this last one is a flyer. The Central Massachusetts Regional Planning Commission is developing a comprehensive climate action plan, a major deliverable for the climate pollution reduction grant. Take your survey, share your ideas. Net zero emissions goal by 2050 across Central Mass.
I don't agree with everything they do. I've been with them for a long time too. Okay, education and training now, all we have on here is planning board member resource library. And our next 2 scheduled meetings are October 21st and November 4th. And then we now know November 18th. Should be interesting.
Hi, this is Carol.
Yes, Carol.
Beth had asked me to find out if I could find out the date of the study for Edwards Road to Proctor Road on 119.
Okay.
It is supposed to have started October 1st. I didn't ask the question at the meeting because I guess I wasn't sure when I was supposed to ask the question, but I was able to access the schedule site. And on the schedule site, it said that the study started October 1st And it was, I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it said FFY 25,000 feet.
Thank you.
I don't know if Robert knows what FFY stands for.
I'm sorry, I've missed this.
FFY,
FF, like Frank Y,
Frank, why? Like,
Fiscal year,
25,000 feet.
yeah, but it's FFY,
25?
financial fiscal year,
Yeah,
financial fiscal year 2025.
yes.
that sounds right. She went to the,
And you said it started October 1st?
Mhm,
This
that's what it said.
Okay, for fiscal year 2025. And it's scheduled for the work to be done?
That's what it said. It's from Edwards Road to Proctor Road. Is the Route
Sidewalk? Is
19
this a sidewalk?
the corridor study.
Cutter Corridor
Oh.
study.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Another study. Alrighty.
Yeah, she went to the MRPC meeting for it.
Oh, thank you.
No,
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. Yeah.
yes, it was short. Thank goodness.
It was short.
I'm sure, because I wasn't running it. They don't like running the meetings. Alrighty. Okay, well, if there's no more business to come before us this evening, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn tonight's meeting.
And
I'll second it.
7:33, and there is a second. Thank you very much, everyone.